Hi, this is Tahi Kabir with Close Quarters Combat, and today I'm going to make a quick video about plantar fasciitis. And a lot of people might not know what that is, but I'm going to try and explain to you what it is. I have a graphic that you can look at while I'm explaining, so you can kind of get a visual representation and keep that in your mind when you're working out or whatever. All right, this is the graphic right here, kind of showing where plantar fasciitis is going to affect. And it's the fascia right here that runs along the bottom of your foot, and it's attached to the ball and the heel, and it acts as a springboard for your foot and the arch of your foot to absorb impact when you're running or doing anything with impact. But the problem is that overuse, right here you can see where it's inflamed, and you have these micro tears right here that become scar tissue eventually if you don't, treat it. So what you're feeling is this right here, the tightening of this band here. When you're feeling any pain on your heel or in the arch of your foot, if you step out of bed in the morning, or if you're trying to run or you're lifting anything and you get pain in your heel, this is what you're feeling right here. And this can be a debilitating kind of injury because it's really painful and can stop you from doing anything, like dead in your tracks. So one of the things we want to try and do is make sure we work this band out to keep it elastic, so it has some spring to it, because a lot of times these things will tense up when you have tight calf muscles and Achilles tendons. This pulls on down, and when you're running or doing anything, it lifts your heel prematurely, which stresses this band, and over time it tears. And usually it tears right here at this connective part right here where the most stress is at. All right, so now that I've given you that graphic of what you're looking at, I want to show you how you can kind of do some preventative measures so you don't develop that. Because as a martial artist or anybody who's an athlete, you want to be strong but also flexible. You need that range of motion. And when you have something like plantar fasciitis, it can really stop you from being able to do anything. So I want to show you this right here. Really cheap. This is a lacrosse ball. It's about the size of a tennis ball, but it's harder, much harder. Not so hard that it's going to be painful, so to speak. But it gives a little bit of give, but not much as a tennis ball. Simple. You're just going to put this on the floor, and then put your foot over top of it, and you're going to roll your foot around on it, and focusing on the back of the heel up to the ball. And that's where you want to really get in that arch. So you're really flexing that fascia right now and rolling it out. And this helps break up scar tissue and keep it flexible. And you just roll it, and as you get used to it, at first it might be a little uncomfortable because it's tight. But as you get used to it, you can put more and more weight on it. Now, if you have balance issues or you're worried about that, that's fine. I'm not advocating trying to stand and balance on this ball. Use something to brace yourself, like a wall or something like that. So that way you can have your balance and then progressively load more weight on this to really stretch that out. Okay? And then, of course, do the other side. Okay, you want to make sure that you get both sides, because you don't want one side that's more pliable than the other side, because when you have one side that's off balance, of course, it's going to affect everything. So you just go ahead and roll that out, and as you can get more weight on it, that'll really work this out. And one of the things that's nice about this is when this loosens up, you get more range of motion in your ankles and in your foot in general, but also it loosens up this back chain right here with your Achilles tendon and your calf muscles. Okay? Now, that was pretty simple. Just a little lacrosse ball. I got this one at Play Again Sports. It was like less than $5, whatever. One other thing you can do is get a towel or something like this, exercise band or rope, or one of those yoga ropes. But you just need something like this, and you're just going to sit down and put this around the ball of your foot. You don't want to go all the way down here, but it has to be up here so you can flex your toes backwards, and you're going to push forward and pull your toes backwards to really stretch the foot. And one of the things you can do is you can kind of coil this up like that, and just push right there. Okay? You pull your toes back, and push your heel forward. Okay, try and straighten your leg and get that nice push right there. Of course, you do it on this side. Yeah, I can feel that in this leg. This leg's a little bit tighter. You want to go ahead and stretch that out as much as you can. This is something you should do if you don't have plantar fasciitis yet. You want to do this as a preventative thing to help make sure your feet and your calves and everything like that, your Achilles tendon, are pliable. This is something you can do, once or twice a week to make sure you stretch this out. If you're going to do any running, I recommend doing something like this before you run. But it's pretty simple. It's really easy to do, and it doesn't cost you any money to do this as a maintenance. Make sure that you don't develop any injuries. But that's it for today.